What's happening? All thanks for tuning in once again. Let's talk heavyweight boxing. Zhilei Zhang versus Joyce 2. The rematch. If you're new, hit the red button. Other than that, smash the thumbs up on the way in. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate your time. Let's dive into it. So basically, Joyce suffered his first defeat by stoppage. The eye is fully healed now. It wasn't too much of injury to him. It was just swelling. So now it's healed up. He's activated the rematch clause, and it's going to be Zhang versus Joyce 2. So there was a rematch clause. I was uncertain of that. So there definitely was one. He's activated it. According to Zhang, he wants to run it back. Let me just say, Zhilei Zhang looked very dominant in the first fight. It looked like it was a very one-sided fight. Understand that Joyce was finding his rhythm, but effective punches is key, and Zhilei Zhang was definitely hitting him with that straight left, and let's not forget that eye. Let's not forget the ferocity of the punch. Okay, Zhilei Zhang throwing the punch, standing stationary, you could say. He wasn't really moving around in the sense where he had to throw it with momentum. He was just basically standing there with good foot placement, while balance, throwing that shot, catching Joyce several times. Joyce couldn't withstand the power. The juggernaut was getting rocked for the first time in his career. You saw him bouncing back after Zhang threw it and landed it clean. Most of the time we know Joyce for taking heavy shots. This time the straight left was just far too powerful for him. Like I said, Zhang standing there stationary, throwing it. Think about Errol Spence, a guy that stands well balanced, good foot placement, hitting you with power shots, very effective shots. Now Zhang only needed the big bang, the straight left. He also had the sweeping right that was there as well, but it was the straight left that was bothering Joyce. Okay, his face said it all. Now, some fighters just can't beat other fighters. We look at guys like Frazier and Foreman. Joe Frazier coming forward against Foreman, 9 times out of 10 Foreman will beat him. It's just that sort of fight. Styles makes fights. And is this the wrong style for Joyce? That's the big question. Can Joyce beat a guy like Zhang? Joyce, known for standing in front of you, always, applying pressure. He's there to get hit. All heavyweights that have fought him has hit him, including Dubois. He's hit him a couple of times clean. But no one's hit him as hard as Zhang. Like I said, Zhang throwing this punch without giving it away too much. He's standing there while balanced, throwing the shot multiple times where he can actually throw it twice in a row. Throw it multiple times, one after the other, very powerful shots. So, can Joyce beat this style? The juggernaut, he calls himself. Can he come forward and take that punch again? Look, it wasn't really a punch that knocked him out. Okay, that's the main thing. It was just a punch that stunned him, you could say. It was a powerful shot. Think about Vitaly Klitschko. Think about his power. He hits you where he breaks you. It's not a punch like a flash knockout, a punch where he knocks you out immediately. It's a punch that isn't too fast. Understand that speed and power is a very dangerous tool. With Zhang, it wasn't really a fast punch. So it was an effective punch, but it wasn't a punch that knocked you out. Okay, I understand that he did put Filip Hrgovic on the canvas with the right, sweeping right. But let's face it, in my opinion, Joyce has a better chin than Hrgovic. It was the big bang straight left that was really bothering Joyce. So, in my opinion, I think that Joyce does stand a chance. He was picking up the pace later in the fight, but by then it was too late. His face said it all. I think that in the rematch, Joyce is going to have to move around more. He's going to have to show more lateral movement. He's going to have to show that he can stay away from punches. He doesn't need to be the juggernaut all the time. He doesn't need to be right in front of your face all the time. I think in this rematch, he may need to be on the back foot a bit. I don't think that he should come forward too much. I mean, another example, look at Hrgovic. He was on the back foot for majority of the fight. He understood the power. He understood the power that Zhang was coming with. He understood the threat that Zhang can put him on the canvas. So he was on his back foot, circling to Zhang's left, his strong side, but staying back, making sure that he had enough distance to throw a couple of combinations. Like I said, Zhang is a slow puncher. It's not a shot where he's throwing it with speed and power. It's just a power shot. But because it's a straight shot, he's going to catch you. He's going to catch you. So in my opinion, Joyce needs to stay back. Understand that Joyce couldn't really establish the jab too much. Zhang was hitting down his jab. We normally, Joyce for throwing a power jab. Zhang was basically parrying it, saying, is that all you got? Once Joyce stayed in line with Zhang, he kept firing that shot. So Joyce is going to have to move out of the line. He's going to have to move away from the center. Like I say, show more lateral movement, pump the jab, possibly throw a right hand lead, be unpredictable. But mainly he's going to have to start applying the pressure after halfway through the fight. I believe that the first half of the fight is Zhang's best parts of the fight, is that first 6 rounds. So Joyce needs to take him the distance in this next fight. He's going to have to start applying the pressure later in the fight instead of at the start. You also got to understand Joyce is a slow starter, so he may need to change that. He may need to really think about what he's doing here in the first 6 rounds. He can't afford to get caught flushly with that straight left. He's going to have to, like I say, show more lateral movement. He's going to have to circle to Zhang's left side, where you can see the shot coming. He's going to have to see the shot coming. Understand if he circles to the weak side, Zhang's got a sweeping right, that he's waiting for. So Joyce really needs to move backwards, try to measure distance, stay on the back foot for the first half of the fight. I think that he may need to come forward in the second half, when Zhang starts losing momentum, he starts losing, that stamina. We know Zhang for fading out in the second half of the fight. So Joyce is going to have to think, there's 2 halves in the fight. The first half, I need to stay away from that straight left. I need to keep my guard up, but at the same time, I need to come up with something unpredictable. I need to throw something that's going to keep Zhang away. Maybe a right hand lead, a power jab, but I need to do that going backwards. I can't afford to stand in front of this guy. He's waiting for me to be in the center so he can throw a straight left again. So Joyce, in my opinion, needs to be on the back foot in the first half. Second half, apply the pressure, protect the eye. And I think with Zhang, if he can catch him again, take him out in the first half of the fight like he did the first time, then he'll win. Okay, Joyce needs to take him out the second half, apply the pressure the second half, keep him away, do enough, just to keep him away, and then come out strong in the second half, and mainly try to start a bit faster than he did in the first fight. That's my take on it anyway. I think that Joyce does stand a chance. I don't think that Zhang's style is completely wrong for him. I just think that he needs to stay away, use his strengths. In other words, use his stamina. We know Joyce will come in stronger in the second half of the fight, so use that strength against Zhang. Start coming forward in the second half, stay away in the first half, protect the eye, and I think he'll be alright. I'm picking Joyce by 1. I think it's a good move for him to take the rematch. I know a lot of people will disagree, but I think that Joyce does have what it takes to beat Zhang. I think he's got a better motor than Zhang. I just think that Zhang is dangerous in the first half, but as long as he takes him out in the later rounds, championship rounds, or he comes forward in the second half of the fight, does enough to maybe win a couple of rounds in the first half, I'm picking Joyce by decision. But that's my take on it anyway. Leave yours. I look forward to the comments. Big shout out to Joyce, for taking the fight, running it back again. And looking forward to it. I can't wait for the announcement. Leave your take on it. Let's see these big heavyweights go at it again. First fight was great. Hopefully second fight can be more competitive. That's my take. Leave yours. Thanks for stopping in once again. Drop a comment. And look forward to your take. Peace. Have a great day.